Dear Starseed from Gaia, someone has already decided about you, and that decision was made in the realm of divine love, long before this moment found you. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I carry this transmission directly from the Arcturian Love Council, delivered to you now, because your soul is ready to receive what your mind has been afraid to believe. The one your heart recognizes, the one who mirrors your deepest wounds and your highest light, has already made a soul-level decision about you. Not the decision you fear, the one you have been quietly praying for in the silence of your most honest moments. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to align with divine union and recognize the sacred agreement your twin flame made with your soul before either of you drew breath on this earth. But here is the first revelation. The silence between you and your twin flame is not abandonment. It is preparation. The distance you are feeling right now is not the end of the connection. It is the sacred space in which both of you are being reshaped for reunion. You did not find this message by chance. Your heart called this transmission in at the exact moment you were ready to stop doubting what you have always known to be true. This is not content. This is a moment of divine intervention. Your soul has been waiting for this guidance, and the Arcturian Love Council has been waiting for you to be still enough to hear it. Like this transmission to affirm to the universe that your heart is ready for divine love. Subscribe if you are on the twin flame path and aligning with sacred union. And comment 1111 below if you feel your heart awakening to the truth of what you already know. Your heart knows why you are here. There is something that has never fully left you. A quiet, persistent whisper in the deepest chambers of your soul. A subtle knowing that you do not entirely belong here. This isn't a sensation born of bitterness or social estrangement, but rather a profound, aching longing for a home you dimly recall, a resonance you seek but rarely find. You have navigated countless social landscapes, sat in rooms brimming with the lively chatter of humanity, and yet felt the particular ache of invisibility. It wasn't because your physical form was unnoticed. Quite the contrary, you often felt acutely aware of being observed. No, the invisibility stemmed from the profound disconnect between the vibrant, luminous, and ancient wisdom you carried within and the superficial currents of ordinary conversation. You learned the delicate art of mirroring, offering appropriate smiles and expected laughter, participating in the dance of human interaction. But beneath the surface of every polite exchange, a part of you was perpetually listening, straining to hear an echo of the cosmic truths, the deeper frequencies that no one around you seemed to be speaking. It was as if you were fluent in a language of the stars, while the world around you spoke only in the common dialects of Earth. For a significant portion of your journey, you may have accepted the world's labels for this profound internal state. Most people, with their well-meaning but limited understanding, would quickly tell you that this feeling is a wound to be healed or a flaw to be corrected. They might categorize it as social anxiety, an extreme form of introversion, or a self-esteem issue desperately awaiting resolution. And you, in your earnest desire to fit in, to alleviate the perceived discomfort of your unique nature, may have embraced these diagnoses. For years, perhaps, you might have tried to shrink yourself, to dim your inherent luminosity, to sand down the edges of your ancient self, all because the world, with its powerful, insistent narrative, is extraordinarily convincing when it tells you that the very thing that makes you different is precisely the thing that makes you broken. You might have invested energy in therapies and self-help strategies designed to normalize you, to reduce this internal dissonance, believing that the path to peace lay in becoming more like everyone else. But what if that persistent, quiet sense of being an outsider was never a wound at all? What if it was, in fact, a magnificent, undeniable signal, a beacon from your true origin, a profound message coded into your very being, guiding you back to your authentic essence? What if the reason you have always felt slightly out of place, like a celestial wanderer on a terrestrial plane, is not a flaw in your design, but rather a testament to the fact that you carry an intrinsic frequency, a vibrational signature, that this present dimension, this particular earthly collective consciousness, has not yet fully caught up with. This isn't about arrogance or a perceived superiority over anyone. It's not about being chosen in a way that implies a hierarchical distinction. Instead, it is a humble yet powerful recognition that you arrived here carrying a different kind of knowing. A memory, perhaps, of realms where love is experienced not as a fleeting human transaction, a precarious give and take, but as an omnipresent, cosmic force, boundless and unconditional. You remember connection as something sacred, an energetic interweaving of souls, a profound covenant, not merely something convenient or conditional, easily discarded when circumstances shift. This deep-seated longing, this persistent knowing, is what we term the recognition wound. It is the palpable ache of a soul that intrinsically understands, at a fundamental frequency level, the true essence and boundless nature of divine love, and, on some profound, cellular, and often unconscious level, steadfastly refuses to accept anything less. You have, no doubt, been told repeatedly that your standards for love and connection are impossibly high, that you are excessively sensitive, that your desires are simply too much for this world. These well-meaning admonitions often came from those who themselves operated from a more limited bandwidth, unable to perceive the vastness you innately sought. But the truth, the profound, liberating truth that the higher realms would speak directly into the core of your being, into the sacred vessel of your chest right now, is this: you are not, and have never been, asking for too much. You are simply asking, or perhaps broadcasting, from a frequency that has been, until now, shaped and colored by the very wounds of not being recognized for the magnificent, divine being that you truly are. Your internal compass has been calibrated to a higher north, and when the world around you operates at a lower magnetic pull, the dissonance is inevitable. When this key, the key of self-recognition, finally turns within you, a profound transformation begins. You will find yourself naturally ceasing the exhausting habit of apologizing for the depth of your emotions, the vastness of your inner landscape, the intensity of your spiritual perceptions. You will stop instinctively shrinking your radiant light, that unique divine spark, in an attempt to make others, who may prefer to remain in their comfort zones, feel more at ease. A deeper understanding will dawn. The very love you have been so earnestly seeking, the profound connection that your soul yearns for, could not possibly find you while you were still engaged in the unwitting masquerade of pretending to be less than the glorious, infinite being you truly are. True, lasting sacred recognition always begins within. The moment you fully and unequivocally recognize yourself, the ancient, star-born, love-carrying, infinitely capable soul that you are, unburdened by earthly labels or societal expectations, the entire energetic field around you undergoes a miraculous, undeniable shift. This shift operates on levels far beyond the grasp of ordinary logic or conventional understanding. Suddenly, subtly, or sometimes dramatically, the people who were truly meant to see you, who resonate with your authentic frequency, begin to appear in your life. This isn't a random stroke of luck, nor is it the universe suddenly deciding to reward your long-suffering patience. Rather, it is because your internal signal, once veiled by self-doubt and compromise, has finally become clear, resonant, and strong enough to reach those who are also broadcasting on a similar, aligned wavelength. It's like a cosmic tuning fork finding its match, a lighthouse finally being seen by ships that understand its unique beacon. The second key, the frequency wound, why your heart has been broadcasting static. You have earnestly prayed for love, visualized its perfect manifestation, and dedicated yourself to the myriad forms of spiritual work. You've diligently engaged in journaling, embarked on profound healing journeys, practiced releasing old patterns, and extended forgiveness to yourself and others. Yet, despite all this conscious, heartfelt effort, something fundamental has consistently failed to click into place. You gaze upon the tapestry of your life, acknowledging all the genuine intention, the raw desire, the immense effort you've poured into summoning sacred connection. And still, the divine partnership, the counterpart written into your soul contract, has not materialized in the way you intrinsically knew it should. This persistent gap between your deepest longing and your lived reality can be profoundly disheartening, leading to moments of doubt and despair. Let us be unequivocally clear. This persistent challenge is not, in any way, a failure of your inherent worthiness. Your worthiness is a divine given, inviolable and eternal. Instead, what you are experiencing is a profound frequency issue. It is a matter of alignment, or rather, misalignment, between your conscious desires and your subconscious broadcasts. To fully grasp this concept, imagine your heart not merely as a physical organ, but as an exquisitely complex, highly sensitive transmission tower, perpetually broadcasting. Every sensation you feel, every core belief you hold at your deepest, often unconscious level, every energetic imprint you carry within your emotional and energetic bodies, all of it is being broadcast outward, ceaselessly, into the vast, interconnected field of all that is. This energetic signature is your vibrational calling card to the universe. Simultaneously, the love that is destined for you, the soul counterpart, or the sacred union intricately woven into the very fabric of your soul contract, is also a transmission tower. It is actively broadcasting, sending its unique signal, its yearning, directly in your direction. The divine architecture of connection is always in motion, always seeking to align that which is meant to unite. However, if your heart tower has been damaged, compromised, or entangled by old wounds, by the lingering grief of having been unseen or profoundly misunderstood, by the subconscious terror of being truly known and subsequently rejected, by deep-seated beliefs installed through painful past experiences that whisper insidious messages like, "Love always leaves," "Love always hurts," or "Love always demands that you disappear into its shadow," then your outgoing signal is inevitably fraught with interference. It is not that your signal is false or entirely broken. Your genuine desire for love is undeniably present, but it is distorted. Imagine a radio station trying to broadcast through a massive electromagnetic storm. The core message is there, but it is muffled, fractured, and difficult to discern. A distorted signal, laden with the echoes of past trauma, cannot reach its divine destination with the crystal clarity required for sacred union to authentically ignite and sustain itself. It may attract echoes of the distortion, but not the pure resonance of true partnership. The Arcturian understanding of this phenomenon is remarkably precise and deeply illuminating. They recognize that the vast majority of human hearts, operating within the current collective consciousness, are not broadcasting from their original, pristine divine template, the blueprint of pure, unconditional love and connection with which they were originally imbued. Instead, they are broadcasting, often unconsciously, from their trauma template. This template is a complex energetic construct, a mosaic of past hurts, unmet needs, fear-based beliefs, and adaptive patterns formed in response to perceived threats to love and connection. While these two distinct frequencies, the divine template and the trauma template, coexist within the same physical body, they call in profoundly different experiential realities. Your divine template, when activated and unencumbered, calls forth experiences of deep resonance, profound recognition, unwavering safety, authentic emotional depth, and sacred, unconditional love. Conversely, your trauma template, when it dominates your energetic broadcast, calls in patterns of repetition. The same lesson appearing in different faces, the painful echo of abandonment in new circumstances, the familiar ache of invisibility manifesting in new relationships. It creates a cyclical pattern, not out of divine punishment, but out of an energetic law that states, like attracts like. When this key, the key to understanding your heart's broadcast, finally turns, you awaken to a profound awareness of what you are truly broadcasting beneath the veil of your conscious intentions. This realization marks the beginning of the real work, not the superficial intellectual affirmation work that often skims the surface of the subconscious, but the deep, cellular recalibration that systematically clears the static from your precious signal. This is the arduous, yet immensely rewarding process of lovingly dismantling the trauma template, piece by piece, and allowing your original, pristine divine frequency to transmit without interference in its full, unadulterated glory. This profound transformation is not about striving to become someone entirely new, someone fabricated or artificial. Rather, it is a sacred journey of returning to the pure, unconditioned love that you inherently were before the world, with its myriad lessons and limitations, began to convince you, subtly or overtly, that love was conditional, transactional, or scarce. What you call your soul, your eternal essence, profoundly recognizes itself at this level of recalibration. You are not striving to learn something foreign or alien to your being. Instead, you are engaged in the sacred act of remembering something ancient, something that has always been intrinsically part of your divine inheritance. This is the journey of remembering the original song your heart was meant to sing, the pure note it was meant to broadcast. Not every soul who hears this profound message is ready to act on it, to embark on this journey of deep energetic realignment. But if your heart is beating with a different rhythm right now, if something deep inside you whispered, with an undeniable resonance, "This is for me," then understand that the next step, the vital move forward, has already chosen you. It is calling to you from the depths of your own knowing. The Divine Love Frequency Code holds the complete activation sequence for sacred partnership, the wound clearing, the recognition map, the 11-minute practice that shifts your entire energetic field. You will find it in the first pinned comment below, but only while this window remains open. The third key, the karmic contract, what you agreed to before you arrived, before your consciousness descended into this particular physical body, before you donned this specific name and embarked upon this unique life with its intricate tapestry of heartbreaks and invaluable gifts, there was a profound conversation. This was not a conversation conducted in human language, nor in any form easily accessible or comprehended by the linear conscious mind. Yet, it was a conversation of immense significance, a sacred dialogue between your eternal soul and the wise, compassionate councils that meticulously hold the intricate architecture of divine love for this entire dimension. These cosmic architects oversaw the design of your soul's journey, aligning it with the greater evolutionary plan. In that sacred pre-birth agreement, you consciously, willingly agreed to something extraordinary. You agreed to incarnate carrying a specific, resonant frequency of love, a unique energetic signature that the Earth, in its current era of profound transformation and accelerated awakening, desperately needs. You understood the challenges, and yet you agreed to undergo the process of waking up, even knowing that the awakening process itself would be, at times, immensely painful, fraught with disillusionment and discomfort as old paradigms crumbled. You agreed to remember love at a deep, cellular level, to rekindle that innate knowing within your very DNA, even though you foresaw that the forgetting, the initial veil of amnesia, would be a necessary precursor to this grand remembering. And most profoundly, you agreed, on the deepest, most foundational level of your being, to seek out and eventually embody a quality of sacred union, a partnership so deeply aligned and spiritually resonant that it would serve not just your individual evolution and that of your divine counterpart, but also contribute significantly to the larger, collective field of heart healing for all humanity. Your personal journey was, in essence, a blueprint for global energetic elevation. This profound pre-incarnation agreement is precisely why your relationships, throughout your earthly experience, have likely not mirrored the conventional relationships you observe around you. It explains why the connections that felt the most intensely electric, the most compelling and deeply resonant, also frequently instigated the most significant disruption, the most profound upheaval in your life. They were designed to shake you free, to challenge your comfort zones, to dismantle what was not truly aligned with your soul's contract. This is why you cannot, and deep down know you cannot, settle for anything less than that profound sacred union. Not because you are inherently difficult, demanding, or stubbornly unyielding, but because to settle, to accept a love that operates on a lower frequency than your soul remembers, would be a profound violation of your own sacred soul contract. You made a solemn covenant with love itself, with the very essence of divine partnership, before you even set foot on this planet. And a quiet, unshakable, deeply intuitive part of you, though often obscured by the noise of earthly life, has never, ever forgotten that original promise. However, karmic contracts, in their intricate design, also carry karmic debts and necessary completions. Within the grand tapestry of your soul's many journeys, there are agreements you made in other lifetimes, with other souls, that were specifically intended to reach their completion and dissolution in this particular incarnation. These were relationships that arrived not with the intention of remaining eternally, but with the specific, divine purpose to teach. They were profound pedagogical tools for your soul's growth. These were connections that, in their appointed season, were undeniably sacred, serving a vital purpose in your evolution, but they were never, ever meant to become your eternal destination. They were bridges, not final resting places. And if you have, out of understandable human fear, out of love misidentified as something more permanent than it was, or out of the comforting yet constricting ache of familiarity, been holding on to what was only ever meant to pass through your life as a lesson or a temporary companion, then you are, in essence, occupying valuable energetic space with an energy that has already fulfilled its divine purpose. You are clinging to a ship that has already reached its port, preventing your own vessel from setting sail. When this key, the key of karmic completion, finally turns within you, a profound sense of release with reverence will naturally emerge. You will find yourself unable to curse or regret what did not last, for you understand its deeper purpose. You will no longer mourn the connections that, in their dissolution, broke you wide open, perceiving them as tragic failures. Instead, you will recognize them for what they truly were: beautifully completed contracts, agreements that you honored to the best of your ability, profound lessons that your wise soul consciously chose to experience, and powerful initiations that meticulously prepared you for the elevated level of love that is now, finally, becoming available to you. Releasing a karmic contract, therefore, is not a loss in the conventional sense. It is a profound spiritual graduation. It is the universe, in its infinite wisdom and boundless compassion, saying unequivocally, "You have learned what this relationship came to teach. You have integrated the wisdom. And now, something of a higher order, a more resonant and expansive love, is waiting patiently for you to create the necessary energetic space to receive it. The space that opens within your heart, your energy field, and your life when you lovingly and consciously release what is truly complete, is not an emptiness to be feared or quickly filled. On the contrary, it is a sacred, consecrated preparation, a fertile ground awaiting the planting of the seeds of your highest destiny in love. It is a holy void, pregnant with potential." The fourth key, the worthiness architecture. Love does not find the humble, it finds the whole. Within the vast landscape of spiritual teachings, there exists a particular thread that, despite its seemingly virtuous intentions, has inflicted significant damage upon the tender souls navigating the path of divine love. It is the teaching that subtly, or overtly, implies you must make yourself smaller, diminish your inherent light, or even become utterly empty before you can be deemed worthy enough to receive something truly great. It suggests that you must entirely obliterate your own substance, your unique essence, before divine love can possibly fill you. It posits that worthiness is a state one must approach with extreme caution, with an exaggerated, almost apologetic humility, as if your very existence is an imposition on the generosity of the divine. Let me state this with absolute clarity. This is not the truth of divine love. This insidious belief is a profound distortion, a cruel caricature that human wounding, fueled by religious dogma and societal conditioning around sin and atonement, has erroneously projected onto a sacred, inviolable principle. It is a misinterpretation born of egoic fear, not divine wisdom. True humility, in its most authentic and elevated spiritual sense, is never about self-erasure. It is not about making oneself inconsequential or denying one's inherent power and divinity. Rather, true humility is about profound self-clarity. It is the exquisite, crystalline recognition of what you fundamentally are, nothing more, nothing less, without the burdensome inflation of an over-identifying ego or the debilitating deflation of shame and self-condemnation. It is to stand fully in your truth, embracing both your light and your shadows, without judgment. And divine love, in its infinite wisdom and boundless nature, does not seek a hollow vessel, an empty shell yearning to be filled. No, divine love seeks an open one. There is an immeasurable, yet crucial difference between these two states. A hollow vessel is empty precisely because it has, through fear or conditioning, denied its own inherent substance, its own divine essence, believing itself unworthy of carrying anything. An open vessel, by contrast, is not empty of self. It is clear precisely because it has lovingly integrated its own substance, embraced its wholeness, and consciously made ample room in its spaciousness for something even greater, something more expansive, to enter and co-create. The worthiness architecture is the intricate, invisible inner structure of your self-concept, the subconscious blueprint, the energetic framework, that subtly but powerfully determines what you unconsciously believe you are allowed or capable of receiving. If this fundamental architecture was painstakingly built upon a foundation of not enough, the pervasive belief that you are not beautiful enough, not healed enough, not spiritual enough, not deserving enough, then no amount of surface-level manifestation technique, no amount of positive affirmation spoken without genuine inner conviction will ever be able to override its deep-seated programming. Because what your deepest, most primal self intrinsically believes about what it deserves, what it is truly worthy of, establishes the absolute ceiling, the energetic limit of what the universe, in its infinite capacity to respond, can deliver to you. You cannot attract what you fundamentally believe you cannot have. This is not a form of divine punishment. It is not an arbitrary decree from an angry deity. This is, at its core, simply spiritual physics. Energy, by its very nature, cannot consistently exceed its own deeply embedded architecture. You cannot build a skyscraper on a foundation designed for a garden shed and expect it to stand. The same energetic laws apply to your inner landscape. When this key, the key of worthiness, finally turns within you, you do not suddenly become arrogant or inflated with ego. On the contrary, you become profoundly grounded in the undeniable truth of the magnificent divine essence you intrinsically carry. You cease the old, often unconscious pattern of asking the universe to send you love as a compensatory reward for your suffering, as if enduring hardship somehow makes you deserving. Instead, you begin, effortlessly and naturally, to receive love as a pure, organic, and perfectly natural expression of what you already are, a divinely worthy being. You recognize with an astounding clarity that you never needed to earn this love, this sacred connection. You only needed to clear away the deeply ingrained false belief that earning or proving was ever, in any universe, truly required. Love is your birthright, not a prize for good behavior. Sacred union, in its truest, most elevated form, can never be constructed upon a shaky foundation of self-abandonment or a desperate yearning to be completed by another. It absolutely requires two whole sovereign beings, each fully anchored and secure in their own unique energetic essence, choosing each other from an overflowing wellspring of fullness, rather than from a perceived emptiness or a desperate need. The state of wholeness is not the coveted destination of such a relationship. It is the fundamental prerequisite for its very initiation and its sustained flourishing. It is the foundation upon which two complete universes lovingly decide to orbit each other. The fifth key, the separation is sacred. why the distance has been part of the design. If you find yourself currently navigating a phase of profound separation, whether it's from a beloved person, from the vivid vision of love you have held so dearly in your heart, or from the meticulously planned version of your life that you believed was destined to unfold, this particular key is offered specifically for you as a guiding light through the perceived darkness. The wise and compassionate counsel would speak directly into the very core of your grief, into the tender ache of this moment, and tenderly assure you, this current distance, this seeming chasm, is not and never has been evidence of divine abandonment. It is, unequivocally, evidence of divine precision. It is a meticulously crafted part of a larger, benevolent design, operating with an intelligence far surpassing human comprehension. Separation, particularly on the sacred path of divine union, stands as one of the most profoundly misunderstood experiences in the entire spiritual journey. This misunderstanding arises because, from our limited human perspective, immersed in the immediate emotional landscape, separation feels acutely like an undeniable loss, a crushing failure, or even a cosmic oversight. It feels as though the universe, in its infinite vastness, has somehow forgotten the fervent prayer you have been holding in your heart, with such unwavering devotion and tender hope. But from the expansive perspective of the higher architecture of your soul's journey, from the elevated vantage point that can perceive the entirety of your timeline, spanning lifetimes and dimensions, rather than merely this single, painful, and often confusing chapter, separation reveals itself as the consecrated, crucible space in which the most essential, transformative, and alchemical work occurs. It is not a void, but a forge. You cannot possibly prepare yourself, truly and completely, for the elevated level of love that your soul is authentically destined for, while you remain comfortably ensconced in the gentle, yet ultimately distracting, embrace of what is merely almost right. The subtle compromises, the familiar patterns, the convenient half-truths of an almost right connection, however benign, prevent the radical realignment necessary for true sacred union. Separation, therefore, acts as a divine catalyst. It lovingly, yet firmly, removes the alluring comfort of the almost, dismantling the familiar structures that kept you from your highest potential. This removal creates a profound vacuum, a sacred emptiness that compels you, finally, to do the deep, intrinsic work that only the potent fuel of genuine longing can motivate. Longing, at its most sacred, uncorrupted root, is not synonymous with suffering, though it can certainly be accompanied by it. Rather, it is desire in its purest, most refined form, the unwavering impulse of the soul, reaching instinctively toward its own inherent completion, the magnificent stretching of the heart toward a frequency of love it has not yet fully inhabited, but deeply remembers. In the profound silence and potent stillness of separation, a miraculous process of self-discovery unfolds. You begin, truly and for the first time, to discover who you are without the constant reflection or definition of the other. You come to understand, with a clarity that can be both liberating and terrifying, that you are in fact a complete and sovereign someone on your own, a magnificent, complex, multifaceted being, capable of emotional and spiritual depths you had not yet fully explored or acknowledged. You gain invaluable clarity on what you truly need for your soul's nourishment versus what you merely want out of habit or convenience. You meticulously discern what limiting beliefs, unresolved traumas, or energetic patterns you are now willing, with conscious intent, to transform within yourself, and, equally important, what outdated energies, compromises, or karmic imprints you are absolutely no longer willing to carry forward into your next great love story. When this key, the key of sacred separation, finally turns within your awareness, you cease the exhausting, often unconscious resistance to the separation itself. Instead, you begin to inhabit it consciously, with intention and grace. You recognize it, not as a punishment or an ending, but as the sacred, alchemical space between the person you were before the divine intervention and the radiant, recalibrated, frequency-elevated version of yourself that your divine counterpart is patiently, lovingly waiting to meet. It is not the wounded version of you that entered the painful gap, clinging to what was. It is the clarified, harmonized, and spiritually mature version of you that emerges, butterfly-like, from its transformative chrysalis. The gap, therefore, is not the tragic end of your love story, nor a pause in its unfolding. On the contrary, it is the most vital and potent part of the story, the deeply intentional chapter where you become irrevocably ready, spiritually prepared, and energetically aligned for the culminating ending that your soul, in its infinite wisdom, has always known was patiently waiting for you. It is the profound silence before the most exquisite music begins. The sixth key, the magnetic embodiment, the signal that cannot be ignored. There arrives a pivotal moment on this sacred path, a palpable shift in the energetic landscape of your journey. It is the point where the primary focus of your work naturally transitions from diligently healing the wounds of the past to consciously and powerfully embodying the vibrant frequency of the future you are calling in. The lens of your intention moves from what you are painstakingly releasing, letting go of, and clearing away, to what you are intentionally becoming, actively stepping into, and cultivating within your being. The subtle, often unconscious energetic currents within you cease their contraction toward the gravitational pull of old wounds and past hurts, and instead begin to expand outwards, radiating with the very frequency of the profound love you are so earnestly calling into your experience. This is not a forced effort, but an organic blossoming. This critical juncture is the embodiment key, and it is, perhaps, the most profoundly misunderstood of all the keys, largely because the world, with its superficial understandings and material focus, has diligently taught you that magnetism, the art of attraction, is primarily about external techniques. It suggests that magnetism is about how expertly you present yourself, what carefully curated image you project outward, or how skillfully you craft an image of desirability that conforms to conventional standards. But divine magnetism operates on an entirely different, infinitely more profound principle. It is an inside-out phenomenon. You do not attract your sacred counterpart, your true divine union, by merely performing love, by acting as if, or exhibiting behaviors you believe will garner affection. You attract them, unequivocally and powerfully, by being the frequency of love itself. These two approaches are not merely different, they represent fundamentally distinct energetic realities. Performance is an external act, a facade, often driven by a subconscious agenda. Frequency, on the other hand, is structural. It is the intrinsic vibrational state of your entire being, the very fabric of your inner world. You can meticulously perform love, engaging in all the right behaviors, while your interior energetic field, your emotional core, is subconsciously broadcasting deep-seated fears, insecurities, or patterns of unworthiness. And the universe, in its infinite intelligence, does not read performance. It reads frequency. It will unfailingly respond to what is actually, truly, vibrationally present within you, rather than what you have meticulously displayed on the surface for external consumption. The universe is a mirror, reflecting your true internal state, not your carefully constructed persona. Embodying your divine love frequency means that the very quality of love you passionately wish to experience in a sacred union begins to live, vibrate, and flourish within you first. It permeates every aspect of your existence, transforming your inner and outer landscape. This manifests in the way you lovingly speak to yourself in your thoughts, with compassion and unwavering acceptance. It shapes the conscious choices you make about how you invest your precious time and vital energy, directing it toward nourishment and alignment. It dictates the kind of relationships you lovingly allow into your inner sanctuary, and equally importantly, the ones you courageously release because they no longer serve your highest frequency. It elevates the quality of presence you bring to your own daily life, the simple act of being fully awake, fully engaged, and fully self-aware in your ordinary moments. You become, in your everyday existence, the living, breathing evidence that love of this exquisite frequency is not only real, but also sustainable, abundantly available and inherently present within you. You become the walking, talking embodiment of the love you seek. When this key, the key of magnetic embodiment, powerfully turns, something profound shifts in the energetic field surrounding you. A shift so palpable that others can intuitively feel it, sense it, long before they can intellectualize or name it. You begin to carry a different quality of stillness, an inner peace that emanates outward. You exude a different quality of warmth, a genuine, inviting radiance that draws others in without effort. You radiate a different quality of invitation, one that is utterly devoid of desperation, devoid of performance, devoid of need. Instead, it is the deep, settled, and utterly undeniable signal of a soul that intrinsically knows what it is, knows its immeasurable worth, and has, with a profound sigh of relief, stopped the frantic search and started simply being. And the universe, which has, without fail, always been meticulously reading your signal, your vibrational signature, receives this updated, clear, and resonant broadcast. It then, with exquisite precision and boundless abundance, begins rerouting everything: people, opportunities, synchronistic events, and divine timing. Accordingly, aligning your external reality with the magnificent truth of your embodied internal frequency. The seventh key, the final surrender. The door that opens only from inside. Every single key you have turned, every insight you have gained, every transformation you have undergone up until this precise moment has been an intricate and divinely orchestrated preparation for this ultimate key. This is not the most dramatic of the keys. It does not burst forth with the thunderous fanfare of revelation or the blinding flash of a sudden awakening. Instead, it arrives quietly, often in a moment of profound, soul-deep tiredness. Not the crushing fatigue of defeat, but the particular, exquisite exhaustion of a soul that has, for lifetimes perhaps, fought for love, relentlessly searched for love, and earnestly prayed for love, only to finally, allow itself to simply rest in the secure, unwavering knowing of love's inherent presence. It is the peace that settles after a long, arduous journey. This final surrender is not, in any spiritual sense, about giving up. It is, with a crucial and defining distinction, about giving over. This subtle difference in phrasing encapsulates everything. Giving up is a contraction of hope, a declaration that love is simply not coming, that the quest was futile. It carries an undercurrent of resignation, a closing down of the heart in despair. Giving over, conversely, is an expansive act of profound trust. It is the calm, unwavering declaration that love is already perfectly orchestrated, intricately woven into the fabric of your destiny, and that your task is no longer to desperately force the timeline, to manipulate circumstances, or to strategize its arrival, but rather to wholeheartedly trust the infinite intelligence of the divine plan. Giving up contracts the heart, closing it off from potential. Giving over opens it in the most complete, vulnerable, and expansive way it has ever opened in this lifetime. Without the protective armor of past hurts, without the limiting agenda of how things should appear, and without the desperate, white-knuckled grip of someone who is terrified that if they loosen their hold, everything precious will dissolve into nothingness. It is the release of control into the arms of infinite wisdom. Sacred union, in its highest form, cannot be seized by force or cunning. It cannot be meticulously strategized into existence by a mind that, at its core, does not fully trust the innate wisdom and guidance of the heart. It arrives, not as a reward for exertion, but spontaneously and gracefully in the sacred space that only opens when you finally, truly, stop trying to make it arrive. Instead, you begin, with profound inner resonance, to become worthy of receiving it, not by performing or earning worthiness, but by embodying it as your inherent state of being. You cease the exhausting endeavor of trying to prove you deserve love, and instead, you begin living, breathing, and radiating as if love is the most natural, effortless, and inevitable thing in the world for a magnificent soul like yours to experience. When this key, the final surrender, softly, subtly turns, you will feel its profound impact reverberate through your physical body before your conscious mind can fully comprehend or intellectualize it. There will be a palpable quieting within, a profound settling of your entire energetic system. A deep sense will emerge that something fundamental has shifted in the very architecture of your future, in the energetic blueprint of your destiny. It will feel as though a door you didn't even realize was previously closed has just swung open, not with a dramatic flourish or a sudden bang, but with the gentle, unwavering certainty of something that was always, intrinsically, meant to happen, and has simply been patiently waiting for you to stop inadvertently standing in front of its threshold. This, beloved soul, is the undeniable truth that the divine would speak directly into the center of your chest right now, resonating with every fiber of your being. You are not unlovable. You have never, in any incarnation or any dimension, been unlovable. You are not being punished by a love that has, to your human perception, not yet arrived on your desired timeline. On the contrary, you are being meticulously, lovingly, and divinely prepared by a love that understands the immense depth and exquisite complexity of your soul far more profoundly than your fears have, until now, been willing to let you accept. Every relationship that ended too soon, that crumbled before its perceived completion, was not a failure. It was a sacred act of clearing the path, making way for something infinitely more aligned. Every heartbreak that left you feeling devastated, shattered into 1,000 pieces, was not simply pain. It was a potent alchemical force, dissolving something within you, an old belief, a limiting pattern, a karmic tether, that would have ultimately kept you small, confined, and unable to receive the vastness truly destined for you. Every single night you cried in the dark, pouring out your soul in desperate questions of why, was a night your inherent frequency was rising, expanding, and refining, even though it felt like utter despair. Even, and especially then. The greatest growth often occurs in the deepest valleys. You did not fail at love. You simply loved at a level, with an intensity and a purity, that most of the experiences and relationships you were given were not energetically equipped to hold or fully comprehend. And the universe, in its infinite wisdom and meticulous observation, did not miss a single beat of that profound love. The universe is not just responding to you. It is actively, patiently, and perfectly building something magnificent to match you, not to complete you. For you are already intrinsically complete and whole, but to meet you in your entirety, to recognize the full spectrum of your being, to stand in exquisite resonance in front of the unique frequency you carry and declare, with absolute certainty, yes, this beautiful, radiant frequency is precisely what I have been tuned to receive. Tonight, if you are willing to embrace this truth, if your heart feels even the slightest tremor of recognition, gently place your hand on the very center of your chest, over your heart space. Feel the profound warmth of your own divine presence meeting itself there, a silent acknowledgement of your inherent worth. And with whatever voice you have available, even if it is merely a whispered breath, speak this sacred truth aloud, imprinting it upon your cells, upon the energetic field around you. I am not waiting for love to find me worthy. I am love, remembering itself. And what is mine, by divine right and soul contract, cannot possibly pass me by. This is not the end of the journey, but rather a profound, exhilarating threshold. This is the precise moment when the real journey, the journey of conscious co-creation and embodied love, truly begins. And your arrival here, at this very message, at this precise moment of awakening, is no accident. It is a meticulously designed convergence. Something in the grand, intricate design of your life, in the unfolding tapestry of your soul's evolution, has been purposefully, lovingly, and unerringly moving you toward this exact threshold for far longer than your human mind has been capable of tracking or comprehending. Before you scroll, Take a moment to be part of what is forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real from your heart journey. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or love. This is not content. It is collective healing. Love multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated, do not keep it to yourself. Someone in your life is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow of divine love guidance. You are not just watching. You are healing. This is your sacred space, and we are just getting started. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.